Hi, welcome back to our podcast Let's Talk About It. I'm Karis.
I'm Sam, and today we have another guest star with us, and it's our English teacher, Miss Terry.
Hi, guys.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And today's topic, let's talk about perspectives of a teacher
life.
or from a teacher.
Yeah.
Is it of or from?
Of or from perspectives from the teacher, probably. I would say so.
That's
Okay.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
I trust her. She's an English teacher.
So, English teachers don't know everything about English, but I would
We
say
expect you to.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I mean,
pretend to.
it is your job, so.
No, I know what I'm talking about. We don't know everything. I Google things. It's fine. It's human.
I always Google
I
things.
always Google. Yeah. So let's start off the conversation. What is your background? Like, why did you become a teacher, and how did you become a teacher?
Yeah. So if you would have asked me when I was your age that I was going to be a teacher, I would have said, nope, you're lying.
Do you not like kids?
I like kids. I guess I like teaching. I didn't know that, though.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are both teachers. My mom is retired, but she taught elementary school for like a billion years. And my dad is a college professor. So I was surrounded by teachers, so maybe it was
Destined.
Well, yeah, but it's also like you don't want to do what your parents do. It's kind of like, oh no, I want to be better than that. I want to do something bigger, right?
Yeah.
But I went to college for musical theater, very much different from teaching. I didn't know necessarily what I wanted to do with that. I initially had the vision of like moving to New York City and living with like 5 roommates and pounding the pavement, going to auditions.
Just like a
Oh my god,
just like
that's a Colleen Hoover book.
Yeah, so kind of, like the setup to a Colleen Hoover novel. But I realized that I need more stability because I have lots of friends from my program who are in New York who are doing that, and you don't know if you're going to have a paycheck 2 months from now. And so I decided, like, I want more stability. Theater can be something I do for fun, but not something that I rely on for food, right? So then I worked some different office jobs. I was in human resources. I worked at USC for a while. I worked as a faculty assistant at UCLA. And
Go Bruins.
Yeah, go Bruins. Neither of those jobs, though, were a career. They were just jobs where I felt like anyone could do them. Literally, you could just pick any person in the world, sit them in a chair, and they could do my job. It wasn't something where I felt like I was helping anyone or I had like any actual sort of positive impact. It was just, I come in, I sit in my cubicle for 8 hours, and then I go home and do it all over again. And I didn't like that anymore. So I decided I wanted to go back to school. And I was like, maybe I should look into teaching. Like, maybe I would like it. I wasn't sure what I wanted to teach. I've always liked English. My dad is a journalism professor.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
It's
so like
really genetically.
it's
like,
in my blood,
yeah.
I guess. So I looked into teaching, and I moved up here in 2020, and I decided to apply for programs to get my teaching credential, and now I'm here. But I went into teaching because my parents suggested it to me. They were like, oh, I think you might like it, but really, it's one of those careers that when you Google what is a job I can do where I help people, that's one of the top ones. It's like going into teaching or medicine. Yeah. And I can't quite deal with people's bodily functions. So I was like, teaching is probably better. Even though sometimes I have had a student puke in my room before, but...
Not me about to puke in her classroom today.
So yeah, and I, like you said earlier, I love kids. I love working with students, especially high school students.
Yeah, Karis and I were actually talking about it like 2 days ago, how we were talking about how teachers like impact students' life. Even though sometimes they don't realize it, they really do.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how we were going to cry
Don't
on the last
cry.
day. Because you're so easy to like talk to. Like that's why I think you're like a perfect model of like a teacher.
That's
yeah.
really sweet.
Like some other teachers, like they're not very like approachable, but like
they're scary. Sorry.
Yeah, like for some reason, like the first time we met you, I felt like a click. Honestly.
Oh really? My first impression was like, oh wow, I love her red hair.
No, like, you know, like when we started talking with each other,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my god, like I never like really had this with like a teacher before, you know?
You guys are gonna make me cry.
Yeah, you're gonna make me
But like, going back to your job, was it more like mentally draining that you were like there every day, like doing like the same thing every day?
You felt stuck?
Yeah, it's just mentally draining because I guess I am one of those people who I want to live for my work, not like live for my weekends, or work for my weekends, because I can't come into a job every day and just be like, yeah, I'm fine doing this. Like, I'm happy filing reports all day, and then I get to go home, and like that's where my life is. Like, I wanted a job where I actually enjoyed coming. And again, it just comes down to like feeling like I'm making a difference. And yeah, in my office jobs, I mean, for one, every single day is the same. Every single day. A school year, you have more of a cycle, right? You have kind of the excitement, like the beginning of the year, and then there's obviously like sports and school events and things that happen, and then you have the holidays that come up, and then there are breaks. The breaks are nice, I'm not gonna lie, as a teacher, having breaks is amazing, but there's just more of not every day is the same in teaching as compared to my office jobs, where you could, and I was working in LA, so the weather there every day is the same, so it's literally, it could be June, it could be December, it's sunny. Just all the same, and all sunny, and I don't know, I needed something that had more of a difference from the day to day. And as a teacher, another thing that I liked is you're kind of your own boss. I don't have, you know, the principal down here staring at me like, you didn't do that right? Obviously they come in and observe and very involved in what teachers are doing. We can't just like do anything random and not be good teachers, but I have the ability to be in control of my space, and to kind of set my classroom expectations and what I want my space to be like. And in an office job, I mean, when I would have at USC, my boss would come over like every morning and be like, "Hi, what are you up to? Have you checked your emails yet?"
So creepy.
Like breathing over down my neck, like, and you know, and I was an entry level job, and that's fine, but it's just not what I wanted. I wanted a little bit more freedom. Yeah. But
wait, did you choose West Park, or like?
Yeah.
How did you come across West Park?
Well, so because I live in Folsom, right? You guys know that, so it's kind of a hike. But I literally just Googled schools in the area that are hiring. Yeah. There's a website called EdJoin. It's where you find teacher jobs. And I saw West Park was on there hiring. UC Davis, where I got my teaching credential, they had a job fair, and West Park had a little booth, a job fair specifically for teachers. West Park had a booth. Principal House was there, and she was like, "Hey, this school opened in 2020. We're super cool." Yeah. And I chatted with her, and she was like, "You should totally interview with us." I applied. I didn't think that I was going to get hired here because everyone wanted to come here.
Really?
It's like a new school, and like you can like
and
then you can make your mark here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
she's really into the branding.
Last year.
It's true. Like,
I did not know that.
The opportunity to be like, I am the first English 12 teacher that this school has ever had. Like, I'm the first one. And there is another teacher. There is another teacher teaching seniors, but it's an AP Lit class. So
Miss Clemens.
Miss Clemens, yep. So that's also a really cool opportunity because most teachers don't get to have that. The fact that you get to work, like I get to work at a new school.
The first generation.
I get to teach the first ever graduating class of West Park High School. That's really cool. So, I mean, when they offered me the job, I was in class. It was a Zoom class, and I
Wait, you started
left.
On Zoom?
So we had some classes were on Zoom. So like we had one professor, he was older, and he was like, "We're just gonna have a Zoom class. Like you guys don't need to come in person," which was actually nice because my commute to Davis was like 50 minutes one way. So I was okay with not going in person. But it was during Zoom class, so I like left class, and I got a call from the principal, and she offered me the job, and I was so happy.
That's
so
amazing.
excited. Yeah.
When you like first came here, like what was like the environment? Like how did you feel as like the first teacher, I guess? It's your first year teaching, right?
It's my first year teaching.
Yeah, so how was your first year teaching?
It's going. It's very different from like student teaching because you're in charge, and I'm responsible. Like, all of you are my students. I don't have another teacher there to like be in charge of me. I guess I'm on my own. But it's good. I love it. I don't plan on quitting anytime soon, so that's always a good sign you like your job.
So we can visit.
You will not. You think now that you'll want to come back and visit. You will not want to come back and visit. But
I would visit.
I don't know, like I want to like, come back like during homecoming.
I mean, you can.
Like
I was planning to like sneak in. I told you this, right?
Oh my god, sneak in as a high school student?
Sneak in as a senior. People will probably think I flunked, but I don't care.
No, literally, yeah. I'll be like, oh, hey.
I'm gonna see how long.
Isaac,
yeah.
like, how are you? Like,
and then they're gonna be like, didn't you graduate?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. I loved it so much I came back.
Cause like I wanted to like sneak in and see how long it can last in here, in the school. You better not rat me out, please.
I don't rat.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm not a snitch.
I'll like go to like my favorite teachers like
and just sneak in their classes.
Yes. Oh my goodness, that'd be so
I feel
funny.
like Mr. Kentra's gonna like.
No, I feel like Kentra's would let me.
Yeah, I feel
He'd be like just like hiding like the closet.
Yeah, he's just like yeah, yeah, he would do that. But
just pretend you're making posters.
Oh my god, we should like. I can't say it because like it's a surprise. Never mind.
Okay. Okay.